and transferred through the cloud infrastructure, either using third-party system or internal system. These conditions have put all of our data at risk, and yet we may not be aware of these, and even if we did, the proper mitigation action is not yet in command. Today, we will get the inside views of cybersecurity and the way to protect your data and your organization. Now, first of all, allow me to introduce the ITTP COVID-19. The ASEAN International Teleconference on Technology and Policy for Supporting Implementation of COVID-19 Recovery Plan in Southeast Asia, short formed as ITTP COVID-19, is an initiative that was founded in 2020 by academicians, researchers, university leaders, and government officers from University Technology Malaysia, UTM, Universitas Indonesia, UI, and the Executive Office of the President of the Republic of Indonesia, with the objective to build common platform for exchanging ideas and insights on COVID-19 pandemic, based on impactful research and experiences, formulate policy recommendation, and identify relevant technologies to support COVID-19 response and recovery plan. This initiative involves a series of scientific activities, including an international teleconference, joint research, development, webinar, innovation competition, conference, product exhibition, networking, and evaluation of policy implementation, which is planned to be executed continuously throughout a span of 3 years. And our webinar today is part of a series of webinars that has been planned and hosted by our member universities. Now, before we begin, allow me to share the background of our first speaker today. Associate Professor Dr. Sansuri Vasupangaya, a professor in computer security from the Department of Computer Engineering, Faculty of Engineering, Prince of Songkhla University, Thailand. She did her master's in computer science at the California State University, Chico, and her PhD in computer science at Portland State University, Oregon, United States. Apart from being an associate professor in her department, she is also the computer engineering curriculum chairperson, the acting director, College of Digital Science Establishment Project, and the head of Engineering Computer Service Unit of Faculty of Engineering in Prince of Songkhla University. Her expertise and research interests includes security-related issues in computer, information, system and network, e-health related framework and applications, and multi-objective optimization. Now, actually, I have a 7-page CV of her with me. I can't read everything. You know, by the time I finish reading, maybe you have finished our session today. Yeah, but I can tell you that she has a very impressive resume, comprehensive CV. Yeah. So, without further ado, I would like to welcome Associate Professor Dr. Sansuri.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Hi.
Thank you, Prof.
So let me thank you, the organization. Thank you, Professor Eko, that invite me to this talk, and hopefully I can give a good introduction to the security in the cybersecurity before the next speakers. Let me share my screen. Just a second here. Okay, did you all see my screen now?
Yes, I see.
Okay, yeah, so, okay, thank you very much. So, my talk today gonna be introduction to cybersecurity. The main thing is I gonna lay out to you why is this important and how you can maybe take good care of yourself a little bit before get into the second part of today's talk. Okay. Now, I have these pictures that I want to ask you. Okay, as you can see, it's two strange things that I put together. One is a toothbrush, another one is a mobile phone. My question for you today is, I want to know, when you woke up this morning, which one you touch first? Your toothbrush or your mobile phone?
Hi, it's a mobile phone.
Exactly, right? So this is the question that, wow, you have to think this is today, right? You touch your mobile phone before. And if you touch your mobile phone, what happened? This is what happened, ladies and gentlemen. When you touch your mobile phone, the thing that you created and the thing that you receive is called data. As you can see, everything, it doesn't matter that is your Facebook account, your Twitter, or whatever, there is the data that related to you, okay, about your information, and it's online into the internet, and maybe someone collect it, someone keep it, someone save it. Who knows? Do you trust that when you search Google, nothing is being recorded? When you type something in some website, no one not gonna collect your data, even though they said they're not gonna collect your data. Right? So why do you have to care, right? Why? Well, privacy for one thing, right? Remember that your mobile phone right now is not for calling, it's for chatting with your coworker. Sometimes you send a file about your thesis, about your innovation in your company, about the meeting. I don't know, many things that you send via the internet from your mobile phone right now. That's the data, maybe your data, corporate data. Okay, what else? Right now in this world, right, is called data-centric economy. It means a lot of people try to get to know you. Why? Because they want to sell you something. They want to know a lot about you so that they can deliver the service or the product that they want you to buy. They want you to put your credit card on it and buy their service. Okay. Now, if all this information someone try to get, and maybe they try to be you online, who knows that when you chat with someone, that person is exactly who they said they is? You never know that, right? Because right now you have to trust something. And when I said trust something, people said, hey, come on, professor, we are a big company. We have technology. We have IT personnel. We have a lot of money that we can pay, and we can be sure that everything is all right. Well, Bush Schneider is a very big guy in computer science, in computer industry. And this is what he said. If you think technology can solve your security problems, then you don't understand the problems and you don't understand the technology. Okay, so let's see why he said that. I have this a simple information that can be example for you. Here, right now, when you talk about security, everyone talk about, okay, we have a video surveillance in the house, even though right now every house has this. You can buy it for like, not much, and then you can put it on and link on the internet. You can check the, whoever walk across your front yard, or whoever get into your on your door, whoever outside, you can have your camera and take a look at them. And it's very cheap right now. You know what? A lot of people get hacked because of these stuff. A lot of big company has been hacked just because of this camera, IP camera. The name is IP camera. That is mean if you connect to the internet, these kind of information are flow to the internet. Okay. If you're interested more, I have the link down here that you can go to the original article. These guys really nice. They set up some experiment and they show a lot of information, and you will be wonder, wow, it's very easy to hack people. And if you don't have the technical people that understand this stuff, it's gonna be difficult. Okay, a lot of people that get hacked because they use technology without really understand what is the flaw or what is the weakest link of that technology. Okay, so this is one thing, and the next speaker gonna tell you a lot about it, like technology and stuff like that. Okay, this one is very interesting. Now, one interesting thing is, you know what? All the successful cyber attack are caused by human error. I mean, 95%. Okay. Now, and then you said, well, Professor, if you said that, what can I do? I mean, it sounds like my life is doomed right now, right? Well, you still can do something. Okay. I have 3 tips today for you. Okay, just 3. If you can manage these 3, your life on the internet will be better. Trust me. Okay. First one, you need to learn to protect yourself. The easiest way to protect yourself is this word, password. Remember, password. You know password, you know PIN numbers. But what you don't know is you have to treat your password like your toothbrush. It means you don't let anyone else use it. Okay? You use your own toothbrush and you get the new one every 6 months. This is the key. Okay? Password is for you because password is something that they think this is you to do it. That's the first rule. Next, the next step to protect yourself, okay, is, check before you click. Okay, check everything, because someone on the internet will try to tell you something, will try to make a scam for you to think that you need to do something. For example, on the right hand side, dear customer, the bank, require that all users supposed to get into this link to provide some information, otherwise your account will be suspended. Come on, check first. Is this the accurate one? You go to the official website of the bank that send you the email before click it. Typically, they're not gonna do that. Okay, so this is one thing. Check before you click. And the last one, number 3, that is easy. Trust me, there is no free stuff, no free lunch on the email. Never click anything that said they're gonna give you something. I mean, you might say, well, Professor, this is normal. Come on, I be the head of the computer service at the Faculty of Engineering for 8 years. This is the problem that I got. They click because they want to know. They click and then what happened? I got WannaCry into 2 of the computer at my faculty that we have to clear. Okay, so no free run, trust me. Okay, and the last thing is, the only thing that's secure online is the one that is power off in the block of concrete, sealed, okay, in the room with the guard, with the gun. That means there is no such thing as the secure system. You can do as much as you can. So when you use it online, that means you get into a list of losing something or get hacked or something. So protect yourself. That's all that I have to tell you. Okay. And my 10 minutes is up, I think. So thank you very much for your attention. Okay, that's all for my talk. And I think I have a few minutes for question. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof. Very interesting, actually. It reminds me that I need to change my toothbrush very soon too.
Good thing. Yeah, good thinking. Yes.
Okay, so I would like to open some space for question and answer from the floor. Maybe if anybody would like to ask anything, okay, you can give.
Yes.
Yes, Rob. You may ask.
Okay, yes. So, Prof. Thanks. Today, although this time, we have a lot of password. Because we have, okay, might be online banking, we have the email, how many email we have, and then, okay, Instagram, YouTube, and so on. So what is the strategy to have one password, okay, for all, or many password for many, because then very complicated. And then what is the best strategy to manage password, Prof? Okay, please.
Okay, the first rule of thumb, Professor, to use password is you have to remember it. That's the big one. You have to be able to remember it. It depends. There are many strategy. One of my friend, he used the software to manage the online password. That's working too. But for me, I'm an old style. So for myself, I have a few. Not a lot, but I have a classifier or password that I use. The security of it is depend on the type of application that I use. You cannot use just one password. No, I'm not recommend that. Okay, because that means if someone hack you for one system, they get your password. Okay, and right now a lot of system they use like what they call is multi-factors. For example, don't use just a password. Try to use something else too. Okay, if the system allow. For example, when you shopping online, a lot of your credit card, right, require you to get the PIN, get into your mobile. So they're gonna send the PIN to your mobile phone. Once you get the PIN, then it's authorized. That means you need to have at least two factors. That means you know the password and you be the owner of these mobile numbers. So something like that. Now for the password, I think not use just one, as many as you can. But one thing is you have to be able to remember it. That's the rule. Yes.
Okay. Yes. Thanks, Prof. Seng.
No problem.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Seng. Do we have any the next question from the floor? You can switch on your mic, or you can just leave the question in the chat box. Yeah, about internet security. I think we might also have some questions on YouTube. Yeah, so we need to get the feedback from our committee. So I open the floor. You can switch on your microphone, or you can just, if you're very shy, you can just type in the chat box any questions on internet security. Prof, while waiting for the questions from other people, I always have this thing in my mind that, sometimes, because I'm not an IT person, but sometimes there's this system where the laptop remembers your password for certain websites. So what is your take on this? Is it good? Is it bad? How do we control it? Yeah.
Well, see, I always told a lot of my students ask me this question, and I always told them this is about the risk. Let's say if your browser remember your password, that means there is somewhere on your machine that the password is stored, right? That means you put the password that's supposed to be in your head and you know alone on one of the device. Well, it's convenient, it's helpful, but that's the risk. So if you use that method, you have to remember that means if someone can get into that part of your system or your device, they can get your password. I'm not gonna say it's bad or it's not. It's the choice that you make. But when you make the choice, you need to understand the risk that come with that choice, so you can protect yourself better. That's gonna be my answer. Yeah, because like you said, there are a lot. If I have to remember them all, it's gonna be headache, right? And I remember that. I recognize that too. So if you memorize it, so you have to know too the technology that the browser used to memorize it. If someone can take over the browser, can they get to that part of your system or something like that? It's the risk that you choose to do or not to do. That's gonna be my answer. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Prof. We have one question here from Miss Nur Azlina Razali. She's asking if we go to the online, they will always ask us to change the password. But what about the banking, the ATM? What do you think about that? Because they never ask us to change the password. You know, the PIN, the bank card. Yeah.
Yeah. When I give a suggestion that you're supposed to change it, um, typically for the bank or the PIN, um, typically if it's not compromised, you can keep using it. That means it's still okay. But if one thing you feel not sure that you are the only one that know it, then I suggest you change it. That's gonna be my suggestion, because one case, that the real case happened in my university. The student, they are like, girlfriend and boyfriend, so they share the password. That's funny, they share the password. And then one day they broke up, and it's a bad one. I think it's a bad broke up. So the girl logged into the system of the university with the boy's password and dropped all the classes of the boy. I mean,
Wow.
drop every classes of that semester. And the boy, I mean, he's just, not checking it frequently. So when he knows it, it means the day before he get into the final exam, that his class on this semester are dropped out of the system. So, well, even though your girlfriend and boyfriend, the password, you're not gonna share the toothbrush, right? With your girlfriend. So don't share the password with your girlfriend. That's my suggestion. Yeah.
Oh,
If it's not
yeah.
compromised, you can use it. That means it's safe. But if not, if you're not sure, change it. That's gonna be my suggestion. Yeah.
Wow, very interesting thing. Yeah, and also, I mean, my friends, when they were in relationship before, they always, how can I say, when they broke up, they still use their partner's Netflix account.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's not risky, but yeah.
it depends on how they break up, right?
Yeah.
If it's good, then it's fine.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Prof.
No problem.
Before we go to our next session, since Prof is leaving, is it or Prof Eko, is it all right that I get a group photo?
Yes, please. Yeah. No problem.
Okay, so I would like to invite everybody in the Zoom room, yeah, to switch on the camera so that we will get a group photo with Prof Sansuri. Yeah. So could you switch on your camera? Those who are in the Zoom, yeah? Those who are watching us through YouTube, I'm so sorry. We can only capture from the Zoom. So those who are in the Zoom, could you please switch on your camera? Okay, maybe some of them have to, touch up, do some makeup a bit. So if you're ready, just switch on your camera. We're giving you like a minute like that. All right. We have a lot in the Zoom actually. But yeah, maybe some of them are unprepared for photos. Yeah? So those who are ready, just switch on your camera. All right, so I guess yeah, more and more are coming. Yeah. So yeah, just switch on. Don't be shy. You cannot visit Thailand, but today we bring Thailand to you. All right, so wow, so more faces. All right, so I think let's take screenshot the photo, yeah. So I think our committee will also do the same, yeah. So get ready. 1, 2, 3, and one more. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. So again, thank you so much, Prof. Sansuri, for your sharing today.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I will definitely
Thanks,
never
Dr.
forget
Sansuri.
about the toothbrush. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yes, today is about toothbrush. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So we look forward to having more and more talks with you. Prof.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. So now moving on to our second speaker, which is Mr. Ali Nasiri is here. Yeah, Mr. Ali.
Hello, everyone.
Hi. Hi,
Can you hear
sir.
me? Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you. So
Sorry, I'm trying to fix my camera issue. This is why I'm struggling to fix
no
it.
worries. Meanwhile, let me read the background of Mr.
Sure.
Ali Nasiri. So Mr. Ali Nasiri, he is a cybersecurity expert from University Technology Malaysia. He is an intelligent Internet of Things R&D researcher and also a technical project manager. So he did his degree in electrical and electronical engineering from Islamic Azad University and postgraduate in computer science and information security in University Technology Malaysia. And his expertise and research interests includes Internet of Things, IoT, digital security and privacy, intelligent cyber physical systems, robotic and automation, embedded systems, project management, and entrepreneurship. So, Mr. Ali, are you all right there?
Yeah, I believe I lost my camera and it takes a while to see, but I can share my slides and talk if you can hear me.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I cannot come on camera because just the software is, message me that I should install it again and it will take time. Sorry about that. But if you want, I can start. Sure.
Maybe you can start to share the slide if that would be possible.
So just let me know if you can see.
Oh, we can see your face, but in the slide, yeah, not in the video.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, should look the same, yeah.
Yeah, it is pretty much.
Okay, so
Okay,
I think
so
why
it is
not?
full
Yeah.
screen now. It's full screen.
Yes, it is full screen now. So while we're I think we don't have to wait for the camera yet. You can just proceed.
Yeah. Just please excuse me.
Okay, the floor is yours.
Camera issue.
Yeah, no worries.
But I would like to start by saying hi to everyone who attended here and spending their time with us. My friend just introduced me. Thanks to him, I want to jump in the cybersecurity. But before that, I want to say it's not going to be a formal lecture or something with lots of technical aspects. I'm trying to provide a tour of cybersecurity for people who want to get into this and know what it's all about from different angles. So let's start with the terms cyberspace. Maybe many of us we heard this term, but what it actually means. Mr. William Gibson, in his book The Romancer, the first time defined the cyberspace, a global domain with an information environment consisting of interdependent network of information and infrastructure, including computers, network technology, and embedded processors. In other simple words, whatever you are using internet, you are creating a cyberspace. Gaming platforms, social media, e-commerce, e-governance, whatever you are doing is kind of related to making cyberspace. And its growth since 2015 to 2025, you can see how it's just getting bigger and bigger, non-stop, and is expected to go further and further. So what's important here is wherever something good, there are some bad people who want to hijack it and use it for themselves and take advantage. This is the problem of cybercrime. It's coming. And its formal definition is cybercrime is a crime involving computer against digital target or crime in which computing system is used to commit criminal offense. In other words, you can steal something from someone's computer. When I refer to computers in every digital device, or you can use their computers to achieve to something else. Both of them are considered as cybercrime. As I said, criminal activity that targets or criminal activity that uses computers to commit other crimes. Here are a few specific examples of that. Email and internet fraud. We know that when someone breaks your code, password, get into your email and your information, it's a crime. Identity fraud. There are lots of people they impersonate to be someone else. They get your information, they make fake identities for themselves, they can go and take lots of benefit under your name and then they disappear. It's very common. One of the most concerning is credit card and card payments data, which they can hijack. They can use your money for paying their own stuff. Still in corporate data, it means in a company, normally insiders are very critical here. They steal information about the company they are using in, and they are selling to the competitors, or they just release it for taking revenge of the boss they don't like. This is very critical and dangerous type of attack. Another one is cyber extortion. It means they ask money to let you go from the threats. They just hack your system, they encode or they use encoding or coding your data, then you cannot have access to your important documents, photos, or whatever you need. It's very important for you. They ask for money to let it go. Ransom attacks, which recently, I think 1 week ago, we had one of the biggest example of that, is some sort of the previous type of the attack. Again, they take something for hostage, let's say, and they ask money to return. The other one, which is a very recent one, is cryptojacking. It means they are coming without your knowledge. They use your system for mining cryptocurrency. As you know, it consumes lots of electricity and resources from your computer. But it's another one. And cyber espionage is something when you are dealing with government, when you have some sensitive secret data related to government, you gain access, you sell it, or you make it public. But the last one is a point of discussion. People who does that, in one side, if you are on side of government, they refer to you as a traitor. If you are on other side of government, they call it a hero. Great example of that are these two gentlemen. I suspect that you heard about both of them. Maybe you don't know them in detail. Mr. Edward Snowden and Julian Assange. Julian Assange is related to WikiLeaks, who is a journalist actually, but he received lots of documents and data related to United States information, secret information, and he released them, leaked them in his website, WikiLeaks. Now he is indicted. He has 170 years something. He got sentenced to be in jail. But on the other hand, Mr. Snowden, he was a contractor with I think NSA, National Security Agency of the United States. He was working for them, but suddenly he found something suspicious in their behavior against people. So he leaked whatever he saw against his agreement. Now he is in Russia, because if he go back, he will be in jail again. These are two examples that these are very well known. But what are other types of hackers? Hackers are not only just tools or espionage. We have basically divide our hackers into 6 different groups, and we give them the color by their hat, from black hat to white hat. And as I provided here, I will quickly going to read the first line of that. Black hat hackers, bad hackers who use cyber attacks to gain money or to achieve another agenda. White hat hackers, ethical hackers who protect your system from black hat hackers. Actually, when you go to university, the UTM or something, when you enroll in cybersecurity, you are expected to become a white hat hacker. Also, the same level goes up based on the red, blue, green hackers. Each of them, they have the different. For example, the green hat hackers are newbie hackers, and they are very similar to a script kiddie. A script kiddie is a term we call in cybersecurity when just some teenagers, normally teenagers, they just go and copy paste some hacking code without knowing what it does. And just for fun or experimenting, they implement those codes, and they cause lots of damage and billions of damage in the last 10 years. They caused just by experimenting random codes, and it's a real issue. Script kidding. Okay, but we reach what we can do against them. Now we know what is cyberspace, what is cybercrime, what are hackers, what's the problem. But here cybersecurity comes handy, how we can protect ourselves. Cybersecurity refers to preventive methods used to protect information from being stolen, compromised, or attacked. It requires an understanding of potential information threats, such as viruses and other malicious code. Cybersecurity strategy includes identity management, risk management, and incident management. Yes, cybersecurity can be implemented in personal level, in organizational level, and each of them, they have their own requirements. It's a very broad field. I cannot bring everything here in this field right now, but some example of cybersecurity tools are antiviruses, software patches, firewalls, two-factor authentication, and encryption methods to prevent hackers from gaining access to our data. In this regard, there are three main elements or principles related to cybersecurity, which we call it CIA triad: confidentiality of data, integrity of data, and availability of data. These three pillars are really important for cybersecurity. Confidentiality means your data should be only available for you and authorized people. No one else should gain access to that data. Integrity means no one can compromise your data. It's only authorized people can change the data. And the last one is availability. Despite of all of protection, whenever you want your data, it should be available for you. If you have three core in your mechanism or defense system, then you are satisfying the CIA triad requirement. But other hand, what is digital privacy? What is the difference between digital privacy and confidentiality? A simple word. Confidentiality is related to data. Privacy is related to human. It means whatever data is about you, your identity, your location, your lifestyle is under privacy. And the other side is confidentiality related to computers, servers, and data exchanging between them. Just, Mr. Nick, I'm sorry to interrupt. Just can you give me the time whenever it's too much or you want to slow down or give me a break? Just give me a cue, please.
Yeah, no worries, Mr. Ali. We have until 5 o'clock, so you have ample time. No worries.
Yeah, okay. I don't know. Okay. The other one, okay, going further about the privacy, I give you a simple definition: is your right to be let alone. It's simple and it's declared in the Declaration of Human Rights as you have the right to privacy. No one can interfere with your reputation, family, home, or correspondence. And there are different ways for violating the privacy, like improper accusation, improper use, improper storage, and privacy invasion. All of them, if someone commits them, your privacy is threatened. One of the examples of privacy issues that put down the technology is a Google Glass. I don't know if you, I guess you heard about this technology that Google launched, then again they put it down. Simply, the most issue was a privacy issue, because people were thinking it's weird. Someone is recording us when I'm talking to you, when I'm looking at you. Maybe the camera is, maybe they are searching me once they are talking to me. So even some coffee shops, they banned and didn't let people go in with Google Glass, simply because of privacy issues. But what kind of data are hackers are interested in related to security and privacy? We have basically two types of data: contextual and contextual data. Context are about what we are talking or what we are doing, and contextual is about who we are, where are we, what is the time, what is the schedule. Two different types of attacks. For first time, content of our information can be protected by cryptographic techniques. And on the other hand, hackers come up with cryptanalysis techniques to break our code. This is the fight between these two sides. But for contextual, cryptography doesn't work because the location, identity, and timing can be achieved without even knowing what is the content of the communication. Here, obfuscation techniques or hiding data is important on traffic of network, and some other solution against it is time, traffic, power pattern analysis. As we know, what is cryptography? Cryptography is in a way to changing our data or coding it with mathematical functions to don't be easily understandable for people who are looking at it and they are not authorized. Only people who can convert it and decode it, they can find. And there are lots of subcategories on that, lots of different methods. But the generally job is to control our data security. On the other hand, cryptanalysis are techniques. They're studying the code to reveal the content. It's a constant fight between defenders and attackers to code data, to decode the data. This gentleman is Alan Turing. During the World War. He invented the Turing machine who could break the code of German. So then they could find what are their plans. In other perspectives, cyber attacks have two types, passive or active. I go with active first. Active attack is when someone who is under attack, he knows he is under attack, but he cannot do anything or he must be responding very fast and he is aware of attack. But passive attack is very dangerous one. It's mostly involved in dropping attacks when you don't know someone is spying on you or capturing your data. This passive attack is not compromise anything on your system, computer, or network. They just listen to your data, capture it, and later on, they use it against you. So, in my belief, the passive attacks are more dangerous type of attack. And one of the great examples of these passive attacks are side channel attacks. I don't want to be too technical, but here, I just give you an example. If let's say you have a smart device, which is Internet of Things, there are lots of different ways to get into your data in that device without having access to password or knowing how to connect to your device. From analysis in your power supply, from power consumption, from fault analysis, it means I give an input, I get the output. I don't know what's happening inside the device. But by analysis of the input and output, I can discover the function and information inside the system. Other one is from the sound of system, from EM radiation, and from traffic analysis and timing analysis. These technical things, then in Q&A session, if someone has questions, I'm happy to answer all of them. But there are ways, what I'm saying, just physically attack the system without having access to this password or connecting to them. Okay, I just want to go for another one. One of these examples of devices we have at home are in-home cameras. Actually, I conducted an attack. I'm sorry, not attack. A survey, a research a few years ago here in Malaysia, and the subject was about the in-home cameras. Nowadays, the security cameras are not only outdoor, indoor. They put it for different monitoring elderly, kids, pets, different reasons. But I was curious to know how it takes place in cultural aspects. It means how people can accept this. So we conduct a survey, we find some interesting thing that if this data leaks, it's obviously a violation of your privacy and security. Then what do you think about that? And I asked more than 500 people in Malaysia. And I would like you to think about that and share with us your opinion. But some opinions and answers are like this. Why you want to make something no one have the privacy? I didn't want to make it. They already made it. But I need privacy. Outside security camera is enough. Feel uncomfortable. Do not want to be monitored. It's a great improvement, but a Muslim woman, we should cover ourselves all the time. It's disturbing. This kind of answer you cannot find in Western world. At the end of this research, I compared with the answer coming from United States and here. And the point was to prove how different culture accept technology differently in terms of security and privacy. And Yeah, and similar answers. They don't want to be recorded. As you can see, this Malaysians more care about their don't want to be monitored when they are doing their personal hygiene, their sleeping, other activities, self-appearance, and information. But this ranking is different in America. Self-appearance is the first, and rest as you can see. If you are interested in movies related to privacy and security, I can suggest you to look at these movies, kind of related. Circle, Matrix, Lives of Others is related to surveillance, privacy capturing. I want to give another dimension to our talk. If you are interested in art and movies, you can find this related to cybersecurity and privacy. Next is I want to share. So far, can I ask any? Can I answer any question? Because I want to share a video, short video, again related to security and privacy.
Sure.
But is there any question, or I can move forward? Just like
Actually, we have one question here from Remy. He says that currently we are using Microsoft 365. What kind of security we shall have to ensure that our data is secure and no leaking to other unauthorized persons? So his question is particularly to Microsoft 365.
Yeah, in my belief, when you are working services from the companies like Microsoft, Google, or this kind of big companies, you cannot do much but trusting them because they are using the best top cybersecurity experts and they claim they are protecting everything. And people, users, basically, they don't have access to do anything about that. So they have a good faith that they do their job correctly. However, sometimes they leak the data, like what happened for Yahoo a couple years ago, and they lost billions of dollars for data breach. But when you put their data, if Microsoft let us, which I'm really doubtful, to put your data in an encrypted form, but I don't think it's possible because it's a cloud security issue. But maybe a workaround is first you write somewhere else, then encrypt it, then copy in a Microsoft page, then keep it there. Whenever you want, you have to decode it. If data is super important and is super essential, you keep it in on Microsoft Cloud system. I hope I answered the question. Any other question?
Okay, currently nothing yet. Maybe they are waiting for you to wrap it up later. You can just continue, Mr. Ali.
Okay. Let's watch this video together. I hope it's playing. Oh. Can you see it, right? I think when I okay. Okay, so I would like you to share with us what you think about it. When you are online, you are not secure. Security is a relative concept. There is no 100% security. And when you share your data, you have to think someone is watching you, collecting you, analyzing that data. This is really important to have awareness about uh, what we are sharing online, how we keep our data, how to make redundant copy of them, and study about security. Really, is an emerging concept, but studying about that shouldn't be overlooked. I want to share another concept. I think my slides maybe are over, but I can share with you a little bit more. Oh, sorry, just let me check. Okay, do you have a screen, Mr. Nick? Yeah, I can share with you about the issues we have to be careful about when you are sharing your data on awareness. These days, people are very much interested on applications. When you make a device, when you make a phone application, it solves a problem. It just helps us to get a better lifestyle, and everyone is focused on that. But normally, cybersecurity aspects of it is overlooked, and it can cost a lot for individuals and organizations. I want to emphasize on the requirements of getting knowledge about that. If you're a technical person, if you're working in this field of computer science, engineering, any sort of it, you want to join the uh, intelligent product systems, IoT, machine learning, artificial intelligence, or anything like that, or you just want to be protected in your personal level, as always, you have to get knowledge about that. You have to study about that. You have to learn more about that. In this very brief explanation, I just bring a very on surface tour about cybersecurity, but there are lots of into it. And I encourage you, if you have time, if you have interest, please delve in and find out about security by yourself or attending in different classes and workshops and courses, because in future we will need it more than before. It cannot be overlooked. It cannot be ignored. Now I'm ready. If there is any question, I can answer. General about maybe you expected me to say something, but I didn't include in my slide. So if you have a question about the whole ecosystem of cybersecurity.
So we open the question and answer session to the floor. You may ask through a microphone, or you can just chat, type in the chat in Zoom or in YouTube. Those who are watching us from YouTube live, or those who are in our Zoom room. We have a lot here. So if you have any questions, you can just ask through your microphone, or you can just put in the chat box. Because I see some names here are very familiar. Those are from the IT background. Well, while waiting for the questions, I think they're typing right now. So Mr. Ali just now, when he came, when we went, there was the slide about identity fraud, and it reminded me that well, it's not really something so bad, but I actually made an account, a Facebook account for my cat. So, it's kind of like identity fraud maybe, because according to the Facebook regulation, the person has to be a human being, the person has to be at a certain age, but, because just for the sake of making a Facebook account for my cat, I just put there, oh, my cat is a human being at what age, so yeah, so then when we came to that slide, I remember, oh my, I hope that's not cybersecurity problem.
Yeah, as long as you are not using that to communicate with people as a real person and ask them something, maybe is acceptable. But I prefer to manage social media related as to my cat by myself. Behalf of him, I will post on my page what is related to my cat.
I
Yeah.
see. Okay.
But it's fine. It's very common. People have their for pets. They have different pages, but they never claim this is a real human being.
Yeah, of course. Who would believe also, right?
Yeah, that's going to be a serious issue.
Okay, so yeah, we have questions coming in here.
Sure. But I cannot see them. You have to.
Okay, yeah, sure. I will read it out for you.
Or I have to stop sharing the screen, then I can see.
It's actually in the chat, but
okay.
I can read it for you too.
Thank you.
Yeah, the first question is website phishing. Website phishing is a type of cyber threat. Could you share what are the emerging issues in the field of phishing detection?
Phishing detection. Okay. I'm afraid to say my expertise is not on phishing. I'm familiar with phishing on general concept, but my expertise is more on wireless security, networks, smart homes, and how they can attack to IoT systems. But based on last thing I know, I don't want to give a wrong answer or something general, but I think they are using machine learning now for detection and anomaly detection in behavior for phishing and sorting out those websites. They present themselves as a legit websites to phishing. I think I can share this much about phishing because honestly, it's not my field of research.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, it's better to be honest than just giving answer which is not true.
No, it's okay. Okay, we have another question here from Mr. Ayman. Hello, Ayman here. For a person who does not know cybersecurity, is there any useful apps to protect the user, especially for mobile phone or other media electronics? Can you advise any apps that perhaps you are using right now to to protect people on cybersecurity?
Generally, for protecting for cybersecurity, there are these antiviruses. They are paid. Some of them are free. You can use malware detection. You have to, it's basically you have to experiment them. You have to, if they are free version, you have to install them. You have to see how it works for you because some of them are very heavy. They slow down your system and computer. Some of them are lighter, but they offer less protection. As I said, security game is not 100% thing. Even if you install those antiviruses and blockers and preventive, which is a good approach, still you have to be careful that what are you doing. If something is very important for you, have a copy on your external storage, redundant copies, or if you can encrypt them even, which is I think is a little bit advanced, but you can do that. There is no one solution to just one application to do everything for you. This is now we don't have something. Of course, the antiviruses they try to offer a range of protections, but still hackers finds another way to do that. I give you an example. Your security is not only in danger when you are working with your computer. This is the misunderstanding. Now, these days is a smart world, smart cities, smart homes. I guess all of us, we have RFID cards. How many do you have, Mr. Nick?
ID cards. Well, the
RFID card.
RFID.
Yeah, this access card. You open the door, you go inside, you're coming out, maybe your home, your office.
Wow. Well, for work, I have 2 cards, and then I think one for my house. Okay. I think, yeah, there's a couple, maybe 5 in total.
Yeah, and someone can easily stand next to you without touching or talking to you, just in 1 meter, let's in a lift, and capture all the data inside that, make another card and have access to your environment.
It's very dangerous, yeah.
Yeah, but the point is, I want to say, security on computer, laptop, network, internet is really important, right? But it's not all about it. Now we are facing dangers in physical world. How they stolen. I was giving an example to you that how your data is important. how they can, you know, replicate it, how they can impersonate, as we discussed before, that they are you and gain access to your office. You know, if this only authentication system is there, not people who knows you, they can deceive that system and goes in and take whatever they want to do, whatever they want. Yeah, this is, and again, security and privacy, there is no one specific apps to solve all the problems. It needs awareness, it needs knowledge, it needs you put it in your daily lifestyle and thinking if you want to be protected.
You know, like what you said, you know, technology evolves, and whenever we have new technology, hackers will always try to find a way to hack, isn't it? So it's an ongoing thing. It's a growing thing that we cannot just learn today. You know, whatever we learn today, you know, next month, next year, something new comes in, and you know we have to keep on learning. Yeah. All right.
I want to emphasize just one more thing about this.
Yeah.
Previously, we only had our laptops or PCs, then it had the smartphones and tablets. Now, I guess most of our audiences are familiar with the Internet of Things, at least the concept they know, is when everything is smart and connected to Internet, on networks together, your coffee machine, your aircon, your lighting system, everything. And they are generating data, which is called big data. Those big data, if it's leaked, they can do lots of analysis on that using artificial intelligence and machine learning to get lots of information about you. They can sell it to advertisement agencies. They can sell it to insurance companies. There are lots of misuse cases for that. So we have to be constantly aware of that and don't just look at the application of device or system or app we are using. Oh, this is a very interesting device, but yes, is it secure or not? And how much is important for you? You don't have regret. If someone just hack it and you lost some data, then you already accepted that risk. Okay, sorry.
All right, so we have a next question from Wanur Hidayah. Okay, you are mentioning about using machine learning in analyzing data. Can you comment about what are the real challenges in cybersecurity that using machine learning or deep learning?
The current challenges to doing that.
The challenges,
the mostly what I know, and actually I have a little bit research on that, is the finding patterns. Machine learnings are basically for two basic things: prediction and classification. So when we have lots of data is coming from network captured, stolen, hacker get them, and to go through those data, which is maybe is meaningless for us, finding patterns, relationship, correlation between them is a job of artificial intelligence, which is more precise, faster, and it can use more power to give us some meaningful information. The challenges is how to get it better and better and improve the accuracy. Accuracy is very important. And the timing for implementation of the code is very important. You know, if let's say, go back to cryptography, nowadays we are using some algorithms for ciphering the codes that with current computers, it takes 99 years to be broken. So we can't say it's secure, kind of. But if you are using quantum computers, it can be broken in just less than 1 hour. The speed is really important for both sides, for defender and hackers. If they want to get resolved as fast as possible, they need to find optimal solutions and models to analyze the data and get that. Again, I think this treating, and one more thing is quality of service, means the delay of generating, which is related, and also energy consumption, which is the physical things that your system, which is working to find out meaning in your data, which is huge data, is energy consuming. So if you can improve these three areas, you are actually solving some challenges and problems in this field. Accuracy, energy consumption, time and delays, or quality of service, quality of pattern recognition. This is for me.
Okay, interesting.
Good question. It was good.
Okay, the next question is from Abdul Raza Ibrahim. Okay, his question is, this is a bit technical. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. So recently, PM, okay, I'm not so sure, Mr. Abdul Razak. This PM stands for what? Recently, PM launched cloud services of local cloud service provider with full cloud capability, comprises end-to-end cloud services, embracing infrastructure as a service IaaS, platform as service PaaS, software as a service SaaS, cloud professional services, and managed cloud services. The question is, what is your view and concern if your organization have to opt to these services in perspective of security and data privacy? What is first thing first?
Okay.
I don't know in IT lingo, but maybe
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
You
That's
know
fine.
about
The
it.
PaaS, yeah, that services platform. You pronounce the full one is correct. First of all, congratulations to Mr. Abdul Razak Ibrahim for opening the cloud services. And also, yeah, I understand your question. You want to know if I want to come there. What is my question? My question, personally, I want to see the regulation and commitments you have towards security and privacy in details. I want to read that document. I want to know how do you want first to protect my data? Then how are you committed to that? What if you fail to do that? Then also I want to know, have you predict the consequences of data breach from your cloud service or not? Because you need to have a plan for mitigating disasters are coming in future, because if you don't have plan, it's going to be catastrophe for some companies and people users. This is why I want to know the full detail. Maybe not 1,000 pages, but maybe 2 or 3 or 5 pages to know how you want to manage the whole cycle of this process. Where are you storing it? How you're encrypting it? How you protect your servers? How you protect your communication links? Then what if it leaked? What if it's not only leaking? Sometimes security is about some other disruptive attacks. It's good question that I can mention that. We have an attack called DOS, denial of service. The purpose is not to steal your data. The purpose is to dismantle your system. In a way, they send huge amount of data and requests at the same time from different places or one server they have to your server, which your server doesn't have time to respond. So your server gonna be down. Your service is gone. If your competitors is not very fair person, they normally launch. However, this attack now is advanced to DDoS, distributed. On the other hand, there are good countermeasures for that is invented too, because it was very problematic. I gave this example to say it's not only stealing data or data breach. Sometimes they want to dismantle your system. If you remember the CIA I mentioned, the availability part, that it means when I want my data, your server cannot provide for me because your enemy or adversary, they took down your server. I want to know what are your strategies to deal with these kind of problems. Then if you can justify, I can say, yeah, it's a good cloud service, I can trust it. These 3 things should be availability, confidentiality, and integrity of my data, and also authentication and authenticity. These things are important.
All right. So I hope that answers the question. Yeah? We have one question from Miss Nora. Yeah? The question is there any method or software or system to know if your privacy have been compromised? I mean, how do I know if my data is safe and protected?
Okay.
I think this is more like identification. Yeah?
Yeah, I'm just seeing the chat, but I cannot find this question. To...
Oh, no, this is not in the chat. This is
okay. Can you please repeat it? Sorry, I was.
Okay. No worries. The question here, let me repeat, because this is sent directly to me. That's why you couldn't see it. Yeah. So is there, okay, just now there was a question about if there's any app to protect, but this question is there any method, software or system to know, to identify if our privacy has been compromised? That's the difference between the previous question is to protect, but this
Yes,
one is to
yes,
identify, to know
yes.
whether has my data been breached, is my information somewhere,
Yes.
Yeah.
There is and there is not. As I said, it's partial. Some of the antivirus systems, they have protection for privacy. Just letting your camera is not protected. Hackers can just get into your camera or microphone to listen to you or record you, abusing it against you. This is under privacy, basically. And they offer you some solution to check that. But the more advanced one, if you are talking about the network and internet, then you need to like software like Wireshark and some technical knowledge about to analysis the traffic, what's going out, what's coming into your network, what is allowed, what is not. But the best for beginners is just use network controllers to set some limitation that don't allow some software communicate with outside and don't let unauthorized servers from outside get into your system. And also always check your system for malwares, for viruses. They all open gates for your system, for hackers to get into your system. And other side of privacy is not software or application. It's your lifestyle. It's your awareness. That one is really important. Because some data on networks, wireless networks, yeah, at the moment, there are not lots of applications or software to protect that. And some of them actually cannot be protected by just software.
I think it goes with the saying, prevention is better than cure, isn't it, Mr. Ali?
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah. So
Prevention is the best one. Prevention is the best one.
At
But
least,
also having plan for if you detect. As I said,
mm,
some attacks are passive. You won't know you're under attack. So you have to know if this data leaked, then what gonna be the consequences of it for me? How can I manage that? The result. Some of them, yeah.
understand. All right. So the next question is from Ms. Nor Azlina Razali. Based on your working as cybersecurity expert, do you have any bad experience facing cybersecurity problem, maybe about hackers? This is from your own personal experience. Yeah?
Fortunately, no. But I didn't have any myself. But studying and researching on cybersecurity is as bad as being under attack. It means as bad as it scares you to know what kind of threats are around you, how insecure is the environment on the internet. I don't want to be fear mongering. Don't be scared. Don't go there. No, I'm just advocating of being aware of what's going on. Don't be scared. Use it, but know how to do it, and just don't jump in and think everything is secure. No one wants me. And one of the misunderstanding, sorry, in the world is I'm just an ordinary person who wants my data. Why I should be hacked? I'm not doing anything important. I'm not a journalist. I'm not a politician. I'm not opposition. I'm not doing something wrong. Why they should come after me? It's wrong. Every person data is important.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, you have to take care of your lifestyle because there are lots of abuses they can do against a single person. The example for it is blackmailing. Blackmailing is very easy. If I get something about you that you don't want to be shared or public, and hackers can blackmail you to charge some money. And it's not about if you are a politician or journalist or something, activist or something. You're an ordinary person, still you can pay them money, right?
Yeah.
Or they can sell the data. And don't look at it individually. They collect big data about many of ordinary people like me and you, some of you. I'm sure some of you are special, but and they sell it to companies like insurance companies. Then they use machine learning in answer to other questions previously answered. The experts there, they go through analysis of that. They extract the data, which is the interest of the insurance company or advertising company or something. So they customize their products for you to gain more benefits. Your healthcare record. Why in hospitals, privacy of healthcare records are super important. Why they try to don't leak it. Even for us, we are working, researching in this field. If you want to get those data, communicating with hospitals, convincing them to open the data set for us, even without name of any link with the owners, it still is difficult. It's super important. You know, because if someone knows I have this sickness, the company, maybe they don't offer me any insurance anymore, or they make my insurance more expensive. I'm just giving example daily basis, you know, tangible examples. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah.
Actually, it recently I did have this. It's not on me, but one of our lecturers in UTM, she has deactivated her Facebook account for I think more than a year. But suddenly we saw that there is a Facebook account, and that account added us, and then. At that point of time, we thought that, oh, maybe she would like to, activate back her Facebook account. So we didn't think much, and because of because it's a different faculty, so I don't really communicate directly with her, just to ask this kind of question. So it was not only that until she left a chat message to me and saying about some weird stuff, and then maybe trying, the way that people trying to get money from us. So then I reported to her, and then it made us realize that nowadays, even if you have, close your Facebook account, people can even detect and opening back up again. If last time people duplicate accounts, so it's easy for us to say that, oh, I don't have any other accounts, but now it seems that they have this technology, not technology, but this way of actually reactivating accounts that were deactivated under the pretext of, okay, I'm actually the real person. So I think this is very scary. It's I almost
agree with you.
yeah,
It's a big challenge now making fake accounts. It's again,
yeah.
it's about your interest previously and you're opening for your cat. It's impersonation. It means pretending you are someone else for getting some benefits. And it's possible, unfortunately now, you can easily open email addresses. You can easily, based on that, get a social media profile and just copy paste other people's contents and photos and you pretend. So the best one is till you don't know someone in person or you're 100% sure is the right person. You shouldn't trust the person is other side, especially that we have advancement in chatbots. It still is not perfect, but the chatbot, even computers can pretend they are human beings and start deceiving us. Fortunately, they haven't reached to that level yet. They didn't pass the Turing test, yes, but eventually it's gonna be there. That someone can come as a robot and pretend he's someone and ask for some favors. And it's shocking if you look at the number that how much money people lose just because of this kind of a scam.
Yeah, you're right.
If you are not around these things, maybe you don't have a very clear answer. You've never been scammed. You never go there. But when you little bit go and little bit study about that, you see it's a shocking number of people. They just believe those things. They lose their money. Basically their money there is gone in these cases.
Yeah.
Or they ask them to do something for them, because you can do these cyber crimes through someone else. If you don't want to do, if hacker wants to commit a crime, maybe they come to you, blackmail you, and force you to do that for them. This is another dangerous process. Yeah. This is okay.
So the next question is from Mr. Remy. With the emerging of 5G technology, what are the security issues and challenges we must be aware of regarding 5G?
Yeah, just very top of my head, I can say 5G, provides a much broader range of internet, higher speed, high data, maybe if I'm not mistaken, 5 times or 50 times more than what we have 4G, or combine of whatever we had before. And it's going to enable systems, as I said, smart cities, IoT systems, when every device all around us are connected to internet somehow. Not only our phone or tablets or computers, everything, your chair, your table, your lighting system of your home, air conditioning, your car, everything. So the direct consequence of that is huge amount of data is collected. So protecting those data is important. I think by coming to 5G, previous problems gonna be more challenging to solve. So we have to keep up with that. We have to come up with better solutions from security aspects, because they're gaining power more and more and more. Communication is faster. They can get data better. The hackers are advancing very fast. To me, 5G means simply more data collection, more data capturing, and whatever after that they do with that. Now they can get data from the areas that we don't even think those can be released. But with this smart device, because you cannot just look at one technology. When 5G comes, some other technology comes and work together. So this combination can work against us. Like the video I shared, you saw they didn't get all the information about the person from one platform. We share some data on Facebook, some on the other one, some on other one, and we think they are different. But a hacker can gather all of them about us and make a profile for us. 5G will make it easier and make the data more available for them.
I think not just hacker, we have to be careful of stalker also, isn't it?
Yeah, hacker is a general term. All of these bad guys are under hacker's name. I just refer to that, but you're right.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
adversary, cyber adversaries.
Yeah. Okay. So we have more questions, but before we go to that, I would like to remind our viewers to give the feedback. There's a feedback form link shared in the chat box or in the YouTube chat. So please kindly fill up the form to share your feedback and also to fill in your details so we can give the e-certificate later. Yeah. So going back to question, yeah, we have another question from Mr. Remy. Talking about data privacy, what is the good practice in terms of software and hardware we are using for data privacy?
Yeah, as I said before, data privacy has two aspects. If you are talking about the content of your information, because we can divide it. If you're working on your laptop and internet, mostly it's about your content of your data. When you're writing email to your friend or sending a message, you don't want it to be leaked. The content is important. But when we are talking about the world of IoT, where your smart air conditioning system is talking with your smart TV, the data, the content is not important. Something else is important for hackers, like their location, the timing of working. Based on that, they can detect, are you at home or you are not at home? It's time for breaking in your home or not, or something like that. But the best practice, if you're talking, I assume you're talking about the content, is using end-to-end encryption methods and systems. If you are messaging system, you make sure your important data is encrypted with the latest available technologies. Not very edgy things, because they consume lots of power and time for coding and decoding, but something that is acceptable. You can find it easily. Like in WhatsApp or something, they have offering end-to-end. If you remember, they didn't have that. Or if you want to go to web browsing, make sure it's HTTPS. I think now every website should be HTTPS unless they are old or they are fake. Yeah, the secure line, they have this certificate. Pay attention to these details. And first and foremost, don't put the data you don't want to be leaked online. Don't share what you do is super important for you. Unless it's 100, not 100, 1,000% is necessary. So the best practice is just select what you want to share, what you don't want to share. Because at the end, the minimum thing is when you upload something on your platform, you're sharing your data with that company. Some people are there. Some of them are located in other countries. You don't have any control over them.
Just to add to that, Mr. Ali, this is what I personally experienced too. Sometimes we were being very careful, but it's our friends that post our personal information, although it's not unintentionally, but they just their awareness might be not as high as ours. We've been trying to protect a lot of things, but sometimes they, for example, even it happens to me. If I Google my own identity card number, it comes out in the Google, which is shared by certain websites, which I believe it's something that is so sad, but it's beyond our control. Although we could, I could have contacted them and tell them that, hey, could you please take this down and everything. But then again, damage has been done, and the information has been, is already out there for a certain period of time. So I encourage our viewers here not to just be aware of yourself, but of the people are surrounding you, to let them know that, hey, our data, my data has to be kept, not published just like that. Isn't it right, Mr. Ali?
Is it actually? It's just a few seconds is needed if your data is online and you put it down. Maybe someone, it's as fast as taking a snapshot on your phone. You just push two buttons and you have a copy of that data, or even faster with copy paste. If it's image or video, is easier to get them. So yeah, I agree with you. You have to be careful what you're sharing. That make sure if that leaked, that it won't damage you, because as you said, damage is going to be done, and the recovery is going to be very difficult, painful, and costly.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a next question here. This is quite technical. Thanks, Mr. Ali. In your presentation, you mentioned about cryptography. Cryptography. We use AES to encrypt the data and use the strong key with 24 random character, then store the encrypted data into server. So the question is, what is the best method to save the key? Because if the server is gone and hacker know the key, they can decrypt the data. And let's say that the key is defined from the user. What happens if the user forget the key? The data is protected forever. What is the best solution or method from your side, in your opinion?
Okay, thanks for the question. I think like anything else, any other locks, if you forget the key, it's gonna be locked. Otherwise, you find another way to open it. It is breaking into it, or you have to hack it. It's better you don't. This is why they normally in servers, as far as I know, they use the redundancy technique. They have parallel databases. They copy data, and so if they lost one of them, they have another one to copy. For keys, depends on where you put your key. Is a challenge. Is for even for everyone. For me, where do you protect? These days we have lots of accounts for different things, and all of them they have separate passwords. Is not good approach, a practice to have one password for all of your accounts. So you need to have different. And also it's not a good practice if you follow a certain pattern for designing your password, because hackers, if they find one, they can find that pattern and open all of your accounts. So you need to have different unique passwords. The problem is here where you have to store them, how you can remember them. This is a challenge. There are some softwares, they promise you can put all of your data here, be lucky, you just remember our one password which is related to that application, then you open it, you have access to other keys you have. About the server, I'm not quite sure about the question. It means that those keys must be in your server all the time to help your system works, or you can have it somewhere else. Whenever you need, you can bring it from your external storage or your pen drive, you add it, you do your job, and you can take it out. Something like you have the password dongle or something like that you can make. You know.
Right.
But I think if you need to have it on your server all the time, you are right. If they can break into your system, despite you are hiding it in many ways, still they can have access. I can share another similar problem from different domain to you. These days when people make smart devices, now there's Arduino, Raspberry Pi, or this kind of technologies, and electronic side is very famous. Arduino less, but Raspberry Pi is kind of a pocket-sized computer. It's pretty fast. when you are writing a code, you make a device, you make something with that, and you want to sell it as a product, it's very difficult to hide your original code. Because if they can open it, they can easily copy your code and replicate your product. It's a big challenge in market and business. I know I'm going to other aspects, but it's still is cybersecurity. Someone is stealing your source code, how we can protect it. If you cipher it, still you need to have provide the code for deciphering because it's supposed to work on real time. If you hide it somewhere, still they can find it in very low level. It's a challenge. It's a correct question. It's a challenge, and there must be some current standard approaches to deal with that, which I'm not 100% aware of that because I didn't work on that field. So I can help this far. Either you have to be creative and find your unique way, or hopefully you can find a standard solution for that. Thank you for the question.
Yeah. So we have two more questions. The first one, the second last question, regarding the Google form for registering webinar. Some requested us to fill in our Gmail's password. Oh, this is dangerous. You're not supposed to share your password. Kindly let us know how safe is our email from being hacked.
Are you sure they ask you the password of your?
Yeah, it makes me curious too.
And also, no, the point is if they make that form by form maker of Google, it means they are using a Google service. When you log in, you give your password, you are logging to your Google account. It's not about that company. And Google will take them separate. You log into your Google, and Google provide that service for them. It means they collect information on behalf of that company and then pass it to them. It means Google is in the middle and handling everything about security and privacy. But if the company is asking you, I encourage you never ever do that.
All right. We have to identify the person asking the password. Is it Google itself or not, isn't it?
But I think in the question I can say this regarding the Google form for registration.
Yeah.
This Google form is a service provided by Google for other companies to use that. So it is under the umbrella of security of Google. To protect that, they said. And I think they ask you your password because you signed out from your Google account or something. You're always signed in, so they never ask you.
You're right.
Yeah.
So I think if it's Google form, then Gmail is Google too, So G stands for Google. So I think that should be all right. And on top of this, just to add on, I think we also are familiar with autofill-in, this service, autofill-in. So, this is my question. What is your take on autofill-in? Are they safe? Should we just continue using it, or should we just totally not use it?
It's a really good question because, to be honest, I'm always suspicious to that. So whenever autofilling is coming up, I try to cancel it. Or even if I use it, I just go through field by field, one by one, and check what is field. And remove it. But sometimes I prefer to don't use it because hackers can have different ways. They can have collect data which is in your autofill. First of all, make sure critical data is not in there. Secondly, maybe in the form there is no field you can see, but it's hidden somewhere that gets some of your data. For example, you can't see the address field, but actually they are getting your address from the autofilling.
Yeah, you're right.
It's possible. If you just in theory, it's possible.
So try to minimize the usage, right?
Yeah, try to minimize the damage. Or if you have a critical information you don't want to be shared, don't do it. Don't put it on.
Okay, so
again, I'm saying don't. Sometimes people fall for the convenience and application, and they risk their privacy.
Yeah, understand.
I'm not saying it's dangerous 100%, but I'm saying it's good to be cautious.
Okay, so we have our last question here,
Sure.
which is from Mr. Remy also. Should we know where our cloud storage is located? Should we worry about the data storage location that is provided by the cloud provider, despite we always trust the cloud provider like Microsoft or Google? Knowing the location of the cloud, is it important?
Location, technically, location of the cloud or servers are important, but in technical aspect. This is why these big companies, they have lots of different databases all around the countries or all around the world to provide the better services to avoid those kind of denial of service techniques. But as I said before, for these big companies, they are such a big that even if you are concerned, you cannot do anything about it. You know, they just promise you they hire the best experts in the field and try to provide, and the law of the country they are under it, which is United States, they are committed to protect everything. But once in a while a mistake happens and some data is bridging. If you don't want to send your data out, if it's super important for you, if it's much better you have your local cloud server database.
Okay, so that was, I hope that answered the question.
But I think
Yeah.
I think you would have right to know and ask them where is your data. But normally data is distributed in different places all around the world. It's not
Yeah,
only
that's true.
one place for security purpose and for quality of service.
I
You know
think
what I mean?
I think it's more important to know the security level of the cloud rather than where it is physically is, maybe. Yeah.
Come again, please. Excuse me. I didn't.
I think rather than knowing where the data physically is, it's more important to assess the safety of the cloud, the system
Yeah. You
itself.
know, yeah, it's good to say at the end that one category under cybersecurity is physical security. It's about how to protect data centers where they have to be located. For example, if you are making a data center, it advised to make it in the middle level, not underground, not on roof, you know, or how you have to design the perimeters or authentication system. Is a if you are interested, you can go and research about that specific physical security, about CCTVs in relation with how to protect data physically. Because the same way people can come on your network and internet steal your data, they can just very easy have access to your computer, put a pen drive and copy paste your data. It's very common. Physical security for buildings and also data centers is as important as other aspects of security.
I see. Okay, so we have one more question here from Ms. Wanur Hidayah. Hi, I'm Hidayah, PhD student in UTM for analyzing botnet data. Yeah, I saw your profile in Google Scholar, and you are in machine learning and network security as well. Machine learning also can be a target for the hacker to manipulate or exploit the algorithm for the detection. What is your comment about it?
How much do I have time? Because it's a good question. I want
Oh,
to
we
answer.
have until 5 o'clock, so we have.
Okay. No,
No worries, take your
no,
time.
no, no. I don't mean more than 5 minutes, but I can just summary. You want to go machine learning also can be target for the hackers to manipulate it. Certainly, I know many attacks that hackers use machine learning in there to gain access and abuse other people's data. Actually, what I'm doing in my research currently is working against one of these attacks. It's a fingerprinting and time spoofing attack against wireless data. Is basically related to smart homes when we have lots of smart devices wirelessly connected, and someone from outer perimeter of our home with a receiver, they can capture all the data is going out. Have you ever noticed when you are at home on your phone, when you check the internet access points, you can find your neighbor's access point too? Yeah, so it means these signals are traveling out of our home perimeters. So now if someone's sitting there capturing all of this communication, and in this attack that I said is short form is called FATS attack. They can collect and capture all the data. Also, it's a passive attack. You don't know you are under attack. They collect all of your activities, all activity of your devices, which are representing what are you doing at your home. Then, using machine learning, 4 tiers of different classification and clustering and pattern recognition to convert data into identifying what are your devices, what are rooms in your home, and at the end they know what are you doing in your home. And this is without decrypting your data, just by timing and fingerprint and timing of your communication. As I said, it's a passive attack. And if you remember, I don't know, do you have still my screen? I can come here and show you here.
Yeah, we can see
Yeah,
your screen.
the contextual data. They just analysis the time of communication and what are the packets are coming from which device. Then based on their model, they trained with machine learning, they can identify after that. From that point onward, your home are under surveillance, not by cameras, by the signals are going out from your home. This is why is an obvious example of privacy violation. I'm just giving this as an example that how machine learning is contributing in hackers' world. Because I worked on that, so I know. And there are lots of other machine learning based attacks. I hope I answered the question correctly, if they mean that machine learning and AI can be used in hackers' algorithms against us. If I'm not mistaken, this was the question, right?
Yeah. Oh, somebody is asking, is it possible to get a slide presentation? Are you open to sharing?
Yeah, sure, no problem. I will provide it with
Okay, sure.
people, who is in charge, and they can provide it for all. No worries.
Okay.
100% positive.
All right. However, those who would like to get this slide, the condition is you have to fill the feedback form for us to get your email address. Without that, we are unable to give you the slide. Yeah. So just a gentle reminder to everyone here, please fill up the feedback form. I think Mr. Fikri will share it again. Mr. Fikri, you can share again the feedback form. So make sure you fill up the feedback form and also leave your email address there so we can give you not the slide and also your e-certificate. Yeah. So, okay, yeah. Or somebody is asking or for your email address, Mr. Ali.
My email address. Yes, sure, no problem. But I can add it on the slides if you get a slide. But now I can say ali.nasiri, or I can write it on messages, right?
Yeah, sure. You can write it in the chat.
Yeah, in the chat.
Yeah, but only those in Zoom can see it. Those who are not in the Zoom. No, it's okay. Platform? No, it's okay. You can just because the one who was asking is actually asking in Zoom, but those who are in the YouTube, Mr. Ali will add the email address in the slide, and you can get it there, isn't it, Mr. Ali?
But I can read it now. Ali.nasiri with double S, NASSIRI.online@gmail.com.
Yeah, all right, sure. So wow, interesting email address. I don't think you have an Ali Nasiri offline at gmail.com, yeah, Mr. Ali?
But we have lots of other Ali Nasiri, so
I was thinking maybe he has another Gmail offline.
Yeah, maybe for security reason I cannot talk about that.
All right. So thank you so much, Mr. Ali. I hope today's session has answered all the questions.
But one more thing, I just want to thank everyone for listening, their patience, being here with us, and I hope I could just show them a bit a taste of the cybersecurity.
Yeah.
And thank you. And have a good day.
Yeah, maybe Prof. Eco would like to have 1-2 words. Prof. Eco?
Sure.
Okay. Yes. I think I just want to we could say thank you for Ali and also
welcome, Prof.
Mr. Nick for the participation in this webinar. And then we see you again in the next webinar. So, okay, thank you. Very good afternoon for everyone.
Okay, thank you, Prof. So before we end our session, we will have to go to our favorite session, which is the photography session. Yeah. So, Mr. Ali, you could unshare your screen. Yeah.
Sure.
And I would like to invite everyone here in Zoom, regardless where you're from, to switch on your camera so we can take a snapshot for our good memory. Yeah, we cannot go out, so this is like the only way we can gather, isn't it? So yeah, so I would like to invite everyone here. Yeah, you can switch on your camera. Maybe some of them are, touching up, wearing some lipstick, maybe. Yeah. All right. So come on. Okay, more and more people are switching on their camera.
I wish I could to do that too, but
Yeah, Mr. Ali, so unfortunate. You should change your profile picture then.
Yeah, later I can Photoshop my photo.
Yeah, all right. So, okay, so I think that's everyone who are able to switch on their camera. So, okay, so I'll just take the screenshot of the first page because those who are switching on the camera. Yeah. So just ready. Okay, 1, 2, 3. All right. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, for today. And that wraps up our session for today. And I would like to thank both our panelists. Our first panelist is not in this room anymore. But regardless, I would like to thank both panelists and also Mr. Ali, our second panelist, for our sharing today. You know, I'm not from the IT background, but I learned a lot. I learned a lot also today, and I believe that all our viewers today, although those who are from IT background, I think they have more ideas today. Those who are not have at least new knowledge today, isn't it? So I think that's all for our webinar today. I would like to take this chance to encourage everyone to visit our website, ITTP COVID-19 website. We are organizing a conference next month, and not just that, we are going to have more and more webinars in the future. So I encourage you to follow our social media channel, Facebook. We have Facebook, we have Instagram. You can just search ITTP COVID-19. You can see from the name behind me. So ITTP COVID-19. You can find more information about us. So with that, I would like to thank again everyone, and I really hope to see everyone in our next program. So thank you so much and goodbye. Take care.